joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. The Stallions ready to get this thing started and open the season. He'll bring it back looking for help. So the UCLA Bruins offense will dial up the first ball plays in this one. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, Dave.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the play.
Turning it on! Picks up the first down, still moving. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. So they picked up that last first down on the ground, now with a fresh set of downs. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go with the ball.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Now on second down. Back to pass. Looking to the big tight end. Snag in the middle. It's Stoneburner. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. The Bruins are moving quickly down the field. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Across the 35. Running wide open down the gut of the field. Touchdown, Bruins! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And every team has their script, and they want to get the game off on this foot, and they want to make sure that they have balance and get these plays in and assert the line of scrimmage. Run the football, and they do. They create the explosive run, and they open this football game with a touchdown.
Let's see what he can do with the return. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. The Stallions offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. But Jesse, it's always fun to see a guy who's been challenged, see if he can answer the bell and get things done.
Well, we talked to him this week, and he knows that people are out there questioning him. I think that leaves a big chip on his shoulder, Dave. He wants to prove to the entire college football world he's got what it takes to win this football game. It's a big test for him.
And here's the thing. Proving it is one thing, Jesse, but it's not about you. And this is a team game. Obviously, the quarterback position is so dependent on others' success, but play within yourself, make those plays, don't make the big mistakes.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Moves around to clear up the vision.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Finds his tight end. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. And the Stallions send out the punt unit. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. The UCLA offense is back back on the field, ready to go to work. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly complete. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
You know, the short passing game is a great go-to weapon for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, obviously, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play you. So for coordinators, this can...
Open field on the right. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
They've got this defense reeling after that last play. Now it's 1st and 10 inside the 15. Drives the back and leaves it on the option. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. And the Bruins now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Back to pass on 2nd down. Gets it out quickly. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
These third downs are so critical in deciding the outcomes of football games, especially when you start to get closer to the end zone. You drill it, you practice it. This offense needs to be dialed in, needs to be in rhythm, and needs to execute on this third down.
They'll give it to the back. Bulldozes his way through. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, UCLA!
Man, this offense has started the season off so good. 1-0 a week ago, right? Now building on it again. Great job putting points on the board. It's still the first half, but this unit looks dialed in.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Let's see what this offense has dialed up this time. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. They'll run it from the gun. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Looking to fire. It's complete on the right side. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down.
Nice pitch and catch there from QB to wide receiver. Great job. An out route is all about timing. 1, 2, 3, boom, break out, throw it to him right now. Great pitch, great catch.
He'll keep it himself. Oh, he's got some space. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another first down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep churning.
Finds his man in the middle. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. The Stallions come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Makes the grab. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Stallions have taken it inside the 20. Wants to go up top. Gets it to him on the screen. And this one will be stopped for no gain. And the screen seemed like a good idea at the time, but they were fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, on defense, I think it just comes down to having really good awareness. You're watching watching the ball, you're seeing where it's going, you're locating blockers, and then defeating those blocks getting to the football.
Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. The Stallions kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Finds his big tight end. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. See if they can get it done on 2nd and goal. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. He works his way ever closer, all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on 3rd here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
Sneaks into the end zone.
This is like having an extra running back in your backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he decides to keep the football, he can make people look absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Fires to the tight end. Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on 1st down, setting up an easier 2nd down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big gain, but makes life really easy on me on 2nd down.
The Bruins can really attack on this 2nd and short. Looking for space. It's Gideon. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
That's a nice looking run. That reminds me of Jonathan Franklin, Maurice Jones-Drew, Zach Charbonnet. In recent years, they've had a lot of ability at the running back position. How about this name, though? Little known fact. The great Jackie Rock.
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. He's at the top. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Bruins!
And how about the tight end showing off the athletic ability? Does a great job of the blocking game. Now, when you need to make a big play in the passing game, you just turn him loose, throw him the football, and he can make big plays like he did right here.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finish with a huge play in the passing game, covering 66 yards to the end zone. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. This should be the last play of the quarter. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Unloads to the right. He's got it. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this 1st period. That's the end of the period, and it's UCLA in the lead. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the 1st period as we look at the stats. They largely dominated the 1st quarter and built a nice lead to get started. So after the break, they'll go back to work. The pull and throw off the RPO.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
2nd down coming up. Here comes the speed on the jet sweep. Runs through the tackle. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Hey, if you don't want to mess with the defensive line, this is how you do it. Attack the perimeter right now. Get it to your fast guy. That is a hard play to stop for a negative play or for 1 yard. This offense knew it. They got on the perimeter, and they got the first down.
Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on third down. They booted away on fourth down. Fields the punt and looking for daylight. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds.
Holding, receive team.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First play of the drive, wants to throw. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this defense had some matchups they felt really good about up front, and they won one right there, getting to the quarterback, creating a negative play, and they're going to need these guys to start winning more of those because they are finding themselves in a hole here early in the game.
Man, nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better, but that's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's what...
Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. Snags it on the right. Off the right. Touchdown, UCLA. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
I know it's early this year, but it's obvious this guy is a focal point in this offense. After having 2 touchdowns in his first game, he gets on the board here. Doesn't matter where he lines up, they find ways to get him the football, and defenses just have not been able to figure him out.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Offense in a bunch formation. On the move. Powers through the defender. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
Gives it on the option. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. Tried to pound it on first down. Now back to the line. Been showing them the run. Now they'll throw it. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. Get a pass rush like that, and the Bruin faithful will give you an 8-clap in a heartbeat.
They'll get jacked up. They'll get excited. When you think about a defense, you got to get those guys up front. You want to dominate college football, you want to be in the mix, find those big defensive linemen that can make plays.
Fires to the wideout. It's caught along the sideline, but he's out of bounds. Would have had the first down if he could have stayed in the field of play. And the Stallions will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. No fair catches here, looking for room. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Man, what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3.
And they got him down in a hurry. Nice job by the defense. Aggressive attack. Come downhill. Go get the running back. Get him on the ground.
And the Bruins trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Grabbed over the middle. It's in goal. Breaks into the open on the left. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Bruins.
And that's his second receiving touchdown of the game. My man is just finding pay dirt. I'll tell you what, these are the kind of guys that you continue to feature throughout a game when he can do this kind of damage after he catches the football.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the offense back onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Off play action on first down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Hold.
A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. They're just making things harder now. It's 1st and 20. He wants to throw it. Got it behind the line. It's McGowan. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And offenses keep track of yards after catch consistently. There was none there. Nice job by the defense swarming to the football as soon as he caught it and getting him on the ground.
Let's see what they've got on second down. Wide receiver comes in motion. Going to swing it on second down. Picked off. What a play to set him up. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Hand off from the gun. Stop is made, but he picks up 4 yards down to the 21-yard line. The Bruins come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch.
Well, that's another completion. This quarterback's on fire. I get it. He's thrown for over 200 yards in this game, but it's because he's got people helping him out.
Looking for the end zone. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, UCLA. A quick strike, just as we expected.
Yeah, and quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position. Obviously, when the offense starts in such a good spot, puts the defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
And the extra point splits the uprights. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And now the offense will come onto the field again. And this junior signal caller has hardly been at his best. And when you've been around, when you're the veteran presence, you have to perform at a higher level. They came into this one. There he goes. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. 22 water. Sends it back in motion. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Trying to burn this defensive back.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. It's on target and complete. Didn't pick up a lot there, moving it forward just a few. The Stallions moving quickly to the line. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Lofts one high and deep. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. This has been an impressive first half, and Jesse, they'd love nothing better than to tack another one on before the break.
And why would they want to stop at this point? Everything they've dialed up, they've been able to execute, throwing and running the football.
And how critical is it for this defense to get a stop down right now before the half? They can create some momentum on their side by getting a stop before the half.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Trying to get the corner. Showing those sweet feet as he slips out to the 11.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
They'll try to bully their way for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
You can really feel the momentum changing in this game now, can't you? The defense comes away with a massive takeaway deep in their own end. And here is the offense on the 3rd play of this drive, getting the first down and doing it running the football. Everything seems to be shifting in this team's favor.
And the Bruins will snap it on 1st and 10. When they've got him looking run, now to pass. Fires to the big fella. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he's stopped, and it'll be 1st down. Here comes the hurry up. Looking to throw on 1st down. Under fire. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job, buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield, nothing there. So instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking downfield on 1st down. Going for the big play. Picked off to stop the threat. Got some room to run. Powers through. And the defender is tackled, and that's how we'll run out the first half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've had a compelling start to things there in Pasadena. And in this day and age where quarterbacks chuck it all over the field, how refreshing to see 2 offenses rely on off-tackle left, off-tackle right, and even a few halfback dives. Physical offensive lines and elusive backs have told the story. A throwback to the halcyon days of 3 yards and a cloud of dust. And with that, let's send it back to the guys in college football heaven, the Rose Bowl.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. Just about set to get this second half underway. Coming out with it, it's Bullock. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Out comes the offense as they get set to take over. What could go wrong did in the first half, and they start this third quarter at the bottom of the mountain.
Man, that was bad. That was a frying pan to the head. That was a TKO. It was awful in the first half. Flush it. I got to start doing something right. I got to find some positives. I get the ball first to start this possession, try to put a scoring drive together.
The only thing you can do at this point offensively is just make sure your best players are touching the football as often as possible. You recruited these guys. You got guys out of the portal. You put your faith in them to make plays. This is a time to go out and do it.
And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. And the Stallions have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Back to pass. Throwing right. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
This offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sack first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
Under fire. Going to try to get it himself. They make the tackle at the 33, and it is well short of the first down. The Stallions will try to pin them back with the punt. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Motion from the wideout. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right.
defense is going to have to find a way to start mixing up their coverages. They're in a tough spot. They're down right now, so most people would think the opponent would be running the ball, but when you've had the success these guys have had throwing it, you're going to see more shot plays, and you better change your looks up to try and get a takeaway to get back in this game.
The Bruins, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Give to the back. Breaks into the open. Quick step and go. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They're going to ride this running back. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And the Bruins have it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try the middle. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Pressure coming. Dances away to buy time. Got some room, headed to the goal line. He finally goes out of bounds after the explosive play, but now the question is, did the official see something to bring it back? A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Wants to go up top. Quick completion on the out route. He gets just inside the red zone and goes out of bounds at the 19.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get two bodies, forcing the quarterback to have to go somewhere else with the ball.
And this QB's had some success, man, throwing to the football to the end zone. Like 3 touchdown passes today. Nice job by the defense responding, right? Don't give up more big plays. Understand he's going to be aggressive and take shots.
Smashes it between the uprights. And they just pack on a little more to this gargantuan lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. On the move from inside his 5. And the returner will be knocked down. And the offense takes over to dip into its bag of all plays. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
And the Stallions with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Rushes on him. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. Man, you got to protect your quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great, but they got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in the second half.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep.
And I wish I could bring you some hope, but, man, this defense, again, you know, they already got the lead. They got their ears pinned back. They're rushing the quarterback. I know this one's over, but offensively, let's just find a way to protect our guy, put something together. Maybe we find a way to make this respectable at some point in the football game.
The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wide receiver going in motion. The give to the back. Turning it on. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Just inside the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 19. Right back to the well.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't. The line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Might be changing the route. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll try to get the edge on the left. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Bruin. And they take it in for 6 more points.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from this offense. Look, last week you found a way to win a close game. That's what you're supposed to do. But this offense looks like they're taking it to the next level. Hitting their stride a little bit, finding out who they're going to be. And they've looked explosive today.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So, guys, we'll see this offense again. To the air on 1st down. Working that left side now. At midfield, he's got room. Steered out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. A big pickup, and they are threatening. That kind of play will put a jolt into a drive. It's 1st and 10 from just inside the 40. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Punch it out of the air. Excellent job rallying to the ball, and they knock him down. Quarterback empties his backfield. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Oh, they're after him. Oh, and he took a shot as he threw that one away.
They've already got a bunch of sacks on them today and another quarterback pressure. This offense has to try to find a way to get the ball out a little bit quicker, to protect their quarterback a little bit more. Whether it's screens, whether it's draws, whether it's rolling your quarterback, something has to change for this offense to protect the quarterback a little bit better.
So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. So now on comes the field goal unit. And they weren't able to get him in the middle of the field, so now a 49-yarder from the right hash. And it slips just inside that right upright. And they'll put 3 on the board, but the deficit remains huge. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Motion from the wide receiver. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. He fires back across the field, and it's intercepted.
And how about that? That's the first INT for this guy. Like, he's gone all throughout this year, taking care of the football, making plays, really building trust with his offensive coordinator. First mistake. Hey, listen, put it behind you. You've had a great season so far, young man.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. The quick out. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job. Nice.
It's a fumble. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
I tell you, honestly, I don't know what that player could have done to hold on to that football. That defender absolutely popped him. He knocked him into next week. There was no chance he was holding on to that ball.
90 yards in front of them as they start the drive at their own 10. The running back has it. Got the first down and still on his feet. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. On first down from their own 22. Might be calling a hot route. They'll go to the toss. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
And I understand what the offense is trying to do. Use the wide side of the field, right? Use all that space, pitch it on the outside, get on the edge. But the defense was too disciplined. Great job setting the edge, not letting him get outside, making the big tackle.
The Bruins now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. To the air on 2nd down. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Just a short pass to the tight end. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down.
A lot of smiles right now in this offense. They've got a big lead. They're just having fun out there. They're still throwing the football. These receivers are still getting open. Pass protection is still great. This quarterback's thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be padding my stats here in the second half of this game because everything we're dialing up is working.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Second down, they'll go to the air. Got the quick pass. He steps out of bounds, and that'll be the end of quarter number 3. That's the end of the quarter, and UCLA has the lead. And it hasn't been much of a contest as we take a look at the overwhelming game stats through 3. As we enter the 4th quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this 3rd down play. Rides to back and leaves it. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. And the Bruins line up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Fair catch is made at the 15-yard line, and that's where they'll start this drive. And the offense back on the field, ready to dial up ball plays. Dropping back, it's Grimes. Gonna let it fly. Can't connect on his first throw.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Man, what a really nice job by being disciplined by this defense. defense. Like understanding I'm trying to rush the passer, probably a passing situation type of a deal, but doing it with some discipline. They try to sneak the screen in. They were ready for it.
Ball is loose. He's got the ball, and he'll try to pick up a few.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep two hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
Here comes the heat. Trying to escape and get it himself.
You see a lot of quarterbacks get in trouble when they start forcing things. He did a really good job. He wanted to throw the football. You could tell. Drops back, nothing open. It's okay. I'm just going to take off, get what I can get.
Now they'll run it to the right here. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. The Stallions are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. He'll keep it on the sneak.
3rd and 1, everyone knows it's coming, but the quarterback sneak is so hard to stop. They just got to get 1 yard. Nice job by the offensive line.
Well, a really good push by his center on that last play, making it easy for his quarterback to just tuck the football, belly it, get low, and drive your legs.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Looking to fire. Quarterback floating away from pressure. And he scoots his way to the 1st down and then slides to avoid the hit. And the Stallions come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, the ground game. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed. Down, it's 2nd and 10. Back to throw, it's Grimes. Can't make the catch, and it'll be 3rd down. He had that thing and just lost his concentration. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the field. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He's brought down. A short return, but the defense comes out on top of the pick.
It's just part of playing the position, and that's an interception this young man's going to learn from. That's the first interception he's thrown in his college football career, and guess what? It's probably not going to be his last. You got to turn the page and learn from it.
The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. Rides the back on the option, the give. Oh, he's got some space. He'll get a fresh set of downs, stopped at the 31-yard line.
That is just demoralizing here on defense, right? You're down in the game. It's the 4th quarter. You know you need to get a stop, and you know they're going to run the ball, but you can't do anything about it.
It'll be a draw. The draw draws nothing except a swarm of tacklers. He's stopped immediately.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Yeah, this offense has had their way with this defense, and they've had a lot of success. And I tell you what, if this defense wants any chance of coming back, they better get physical and stop the run, because right now, this offense is having their way.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. How about this freshman leading him on the chase and making the big play after the catch? They might have the defense's head spinning a little bit now. Hit him with a big run, now they hit him with a big pass.
Man, it's so hard to defend both. You know that. Which coverage do I want to put? Do I want to put more people in the box to stop the run? When you've got this kind of balance on offense, the defense can't be right.
They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. They make the tackle after he gets 2 down to the 25.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
It's a draw. Really good running. Gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16.
And running really has been the key on this drive, guys. Lots of success right there. They generate another explosive play. Their success running the ball, big reason why they've been able to put up a lot of points and have a really nice lead in this one. And now back in the red zone again, they're looking to add to that.
He'll step out of bounds at about the 11.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. And that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right here.
He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Leaves it with the back. Oh, what a cut! He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one.
And how about this offense deciding to run the football, be physical, find a hole, get downhill, Palmer, and get the first down?
Yeah, and it helps, too, when you've got a running back like this guy. He just knows how to fall forward and get those hidden yards.